Yo, what is going on, you Slackerz? I am your host, Slackerz Gabe, bringing you the next episode in the potential newcomer tournament that we've been doing on the channel for the past month. And real quick, if you haven't seen it, I created a tournament of potential newcomers, and then each day I upload a matchup between two characters, and then we vote down in the comments for who you want. Plain and simple, you just tell me who you want in the matchup, tell me the character's name. And then the voting stays open for one 7-day period. 7 days later, after I upload the episode, we find out the results, and then we see who gets moved on, and so on and so forth, until we end up having a winner. It is also a double elimination tournament, so you have to lose twice to be eliminated from the tournament. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the basics of it. So let's get into today's episode. And like I was just saying, we always got to show off the results from the previous week, and this one was a good one. Last week's matchup was Shadow the Hedgehog versus Bandana Waddle Dee. Now going in, I knew this was probably going to be one of the better matchups in the tournament, and it didn't disappoint. I believe this has the most combined votes between the two characters, at 99 votes total between the two characters, and the winner, Bandana Waddle Dee, 64-35. Yeah, that is right. It is 12:02 a.m. I stayed up as late as I could. Well, I mean, I could still stay up later, but I waited as long as possible. Like I said, it's 7 days. Once that 7 days is up, boom, voting's cut off. So Bandana Dee, 64-35. Bandana Waddle Dee. Man, this is what I love about the tournament. That people keep coming back to vote, which is incredible to see, first of all, so thank you for that. Very awesome. And then plus, the whole reason, I've said this multiple times, the whole reason I did this whole tournament is to, so game 26, Shadow. But the whole reason I did this was to gauge interest in the community, to see who they really wanted. And this is just showing me, like, I can't say I'm like surprised, but okay, where's loser game 26? Hello, there we go, loser 26, Shadow. Wow. Okay, so yeah, but the whole reason I did this is to gauge interest, like I was just saying, and it was just, some of the matchups are, there's going to be big time matchups, especially the further we get into the tournament. We could have Skull Kid against Shadow, Skull Kid against Bandana Dee, Gino against Skull Kid, big time matchups. And I guess I was just a bit surprised at, it was practically a 2-to-1 ratio that Bandana Dee won. So that is a little, like, it's just interesting to me, because everyone is like, oh, Shadow's guaranteed to be in Shadow, an Echo Fighter, Sonic, da-da-da, just on and on about the whole thing. So it's just interesting to see that Shadow lost by quite a big margin. We'll just put it that way. So yeah, but Shadow's not done for the tournament. He's just in the loser bracket, but if he loses one more time, Shadow's done. So yeah, let's move on to today's matchup, which is game 32, which is Elma, who got a surprising victory in her first matchup against Isabel from Animal Crossing, won 42-32, won by 10 votes. That's pretty good. And she taking on Dixie Kong from Donkey Kong series, obviously. So let's get into today's matchup. All right, so first up, Dixie Kong, right? I think the obvious, would be, okay, let me start this way. So a lot of people feel that, Donkey Kong is one of the bigger Nintendo franchises, and it's kind of been under-repped in Smash Bros. In terms of playable reps, I guess, even in terms of, assist trophies, items you could even maybe throw in there. But, because it's only had Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. And then at the beginning of August, we got King K. Rool, one of my top 3 most wanted characters for the last 3 games. So I'm super stoked about that. K. Rool looks amazing. I can't wait to play. It's going to be fun. But K. Rool finally got in, so that kind of leaves just one character from Donkey Kong that's kind of like, I guess, a lot of people group it as the main 4, Donkey, Diddy, Dixie, and King K. Rool. So Dixie Kong has to be on, at least in my eyes, Dixie Kong is one of the last remaining actual Nintendo All-Stars. She's been around for years. She's been playable in Donkey Kong games. I mean, she's been in a few, Mario spin-offs. Wasn't she like in a Mario baseball game, I believe? So she's been in games. She's been playable. I just think to me, Dixie Kong is kind of, how do I want to put this? Not forgotten, but just, I don't know. She doesn't get a lot of recognition. I know she's not really a big time star, you know, on the likes of a Mario or Link or anything like that. But from her own series and just how prominent the series is to Nintendo, I really do think Dixie deserves a bit more of a spotlight. And of course, I'll discuss the possibility of her being just a Diddy Kong echo, because didn't Diddy's tail attack get removed for Ultimate? So they could, I mean, because Dixie Kong doesn't have a tail, does she? I don't think so. But it's just, I think if Dixie Kong gets in, I'd much rather have her as her own unique character, but I can also see her taking traits and moves from Diddy Kong. So if she gets in as an Echo fighter, maybe like a semi-Echo, maybe somehow use her, definitely, you have to use her ponytail in the attacks. Absolutely. It's like it's her trademark, right? It's a part of her personality. Sakurai loves personality for characters, so I think if Dixie Kong were to be an Echo, I think it might be a semi-Echo. So, yeah, Dixie Kong, to me, I think, at least right now, is one of the more likely first-party characters. But that doesn't mean that I'm totally voting for Dixie Kong, because Elma from Xenoblade Chronicles, now I wouldn't put her in the exact same category as Dixie Kong in terms of, Nintendo All-Star potential, but there's no doubt that there's a huge fan base that's maybe huge might not be the right word, but there's a big fan base at least for Elma to become playable in Smash Bros. She got a lot of votes. I mean, at least in my tournament, she beat out Isabelle in the first round, and Isabelle's a lot kind of in the same boat as Shadow a bit, where everyone's expecting them to be an Echo fighter of some sort, so they're like, that's practically a guarantee. So I think Elma's in a cool spot, because Xenoblade as a franchise, I could see, deserving a second rep. Xenoblade Chronicles X, had some memorable stuff from the game. Definitely the character, that she's probably the one that stands out the most. But then there's Xenoblade Chronicle 2, and they're like, okay, would we rather get Elma or would we get Rex and Pyra? I'm not totally sure that I would say Xenoblade as a franchise deserves 3 playable reps. I can see 2. I would be fine with 2. If 3 happened, I won't really argue, but I think 2 would be fine for right now. And it's kind of like, okay, so who would it be? Would it be either Rex and Pyra, or would it be Elma? And Elma had a lot of pretty good amount. I think she had decent votes actually on the Smash ballot, if I'm not mistaken. I wish I had that somewhere. I had something written down about her popularity in regions and that kind of stuff. But Elma is in a very weird spot to me. She definitely could become a playable character, just by the terms of how or when Smash Ultimate started its development. Elma was pretty much one of the main characters of Xenoblade Chronicles X. So she could have been fresh in the mind of Sakurai if he was definitely thinking about adding another Xenoblade character into the roster as a playable character. So I mean, I think the moveset, the personality, all that is there. But for this particular matchup, my vote's gonna go to Dixie Kong. I won't be surprised at all if Elma wins again. She already knocked off Isabelle. Won't be surprised if she knocks off Dixie Kong. I won't. I really won't. But for my vote, I'm going Dixie Kong. Like I said, to me, I'm still under kind of the assumption, or like I kind of still view Smash Bros. As mainly a Nintendo All-Star game with some guest characters. And to me, Dixie Kong is one of the last few remaining Nintendo All-Stars. So for that purpose alone, I got to go Dixie Kong. So I don't know. Let me know who you guys think down in the comments. Dixie Kong or Elma? Who you got? So yeah, that's going to be it for this one. And again, thank you for all the votes that you had on Shadow Bandanity. Next week we get to find out Gino and Shantae. That's going to be a good one as well. But yeah, that's it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed as usual. And hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.